Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of The Ward on Sports with me, your host Dan Ward. Usually here to give you my thoughts, opinions, and whatever else I want to talk about things going on in the sports world. As you see, we have some baseball stuff here in the background. I wish I was talking baseball, but of course we know the coronavirus has shut down sports overall for the time being. So, in the meantime, I'm going to fill your feed and fill this YouTube channel with some of the top 5 lists from me personally. Today, we are going to be talking a little bit of baseball. We have the top 5 ballparks that I have been to that are my favorite throughout the country. I haven't been to all of them, but the ones I have been, I'm going to give you my top 5. So here we go. Coming in with the honorable mention is going to be the Phillies Stadium, Citizens Bank Park. Only putting this as an honorable mention instead of in the top 5 because I'm going to be biased, and I feel like that's not fair to the rest of the ballparks. Citizens Bank Park is a fantastic ballpark, beautiful ballpark to walk around, excellent view of the field no matter where you're sitting. They have the giant clock that rings back and forth every time the Phillies hit a home run. You got a nice view of the city out in center field. It's a very classic, fun ballpark. Kind of small, so that means more home runs, more offense usually, which is also a lot of fun. So Citizens Bank Park, definitely one of my favorites, but I know I'm going to be biased, so we're just going to leave it off of the top 5 list, but here's the mention to it because it is fantastic. Coming in number 5 on the list is going to be the home of Vin Scully, one of the greatest announcers of all time, one of the people I look up to whenever I'm calling sports play-by-play. It is Dodgers Stadium. Now, the reason that it is only number 5 and it didn't crack into the top 3 is because I haven't technically seen a game there, but I did take a full tour of the stadium. I would most likely have it higher on the list if I had actually seen a game there, but I feel like that's not very fair to say it's one of my favorite stadiums when I wasn't even actually able to see a baseball game. But the reasons why I did love it is because A, it's got a ton of history, it's got that cool old school feel while still being kind of new school and really updated and classical, so it's got a little bit for both you traditionalists and you new age baseball lovers. The view is fantastic. It's got the mountains in the background. It's awesome. You walk in and you're at the top of the level if you come in from home plate, so that's really cool. And I love that it is a perfect symmetrical stadium. You can take that stadium and draw a line right down the middle of it, fold it in half, and everything will match up perfectly. And that's just a really cool aesthetic that I like from the stadium. So the combination of its beauty, its history, its symmetry, and having one of my favorite broadcasters be there for so many years puts Dodger Stadium at number 5 on my list. Coming in at number 4 on the list, we're going to stay out west and go to the Mile High City for Coors Field, home of the Rockies. Being a mile high and being in Denver, there's just something really nice about it. The whole state of Colorado is really nice and I really enjoy it. So something about that just made me really like the stadium. Just the fact that it's the city and it's Colorado, but the stadium itself is really cool. It's got a cool history of them finding dinosaur bones when they were building the stadium, hence why their mascot is a dinosaur. It's got one row going around the top that is all purple to signify where you are exactly a mile above sea level. The scoreboard looks like mountains, plus you have mountains in the background, so it's just an absolutely beautiful view. And then one of my favorite things is the community around it. There's something to do. There's always stuff going on around Denver. People are going to the stadium. There's a lot of energy, and it was a lot of fun being there for a team that when I was there wasn't doing that great, but the energy was there. The stadium was beautiful. Coors Field, number 4. Now for this one, I will say I was a little bit spoiled when I got to visit there, thanks to my sister Erin. Shout out to Erin. Check her out on all of her social media and even her website. She got us really good tickets, and that allowed us into like special areas throughout the stadium that a lot of people don't get to see. So it's really cool, and I also have a video that I can put in the description that you can check out about my time at Yankee Stadium. Whew. But even outside of the cool spots, the stadium itself was really nice, and you still got to admire all the history, whether you like the Yankees or you don't. And the food was really cool. They had a lot of different options, a big variety of options. It's really just a really nice park. So I had a great time there. We ended up seeing the Yankees win the division, I believe it was last year. So it was a pretty special night for them. It was a lot of fun. Yankee Stadium, it's really nice. It's got a lot of history, all that good stuff. It's number 3 on the list. At number 2 for my top 5 favorite ballparks that I've been to, it is the home of the best player in baseball right now, the Angels Stadium. It may have something to do with the really nice weather that LA has, and how it was a perfect day to watch a Phillies-Angels game when I was there, and then it was a perfect day to tour Dodger Stadium, but both LA stadiums made it on the list. The Angels Stadium has a really cool center field rock wall with like a creek or waterfall flowing through it. That's really nice. It's an interesting park. It's got like some interesting dimensions and it's different wall sizes throughout the outfield. It has seats, which I know are not special to Angel Stadium, but it's something that I haven't seen really in person. Seats right behind the catcher where you're actually below the ground and you get to sit back there. So I thought that was really cool. But my favorite part about it was that when you're walking around the concourse, they have it wide open between the concourse and the seats so you can actually see the game very easily when you're walking around. They don't have any vendors in between you and the seats. They don't have any poles in between you and the seats or any bars so that you can stand there for standing room only. It was super clear, and that meant you didn't miss even a minute of the action when you decided to take a walk around the ballpark or go get food or beer. So it was a lot of fun. It's a really cool stadium. It's got the giant A with the helmet, you know, if you've seen Angels in the outfield. It's got a big parking lot, so getting there was super easy, and parking and getting out was super easy, so that's a big plus for that. Any places that are in the city sometimes are good because you just take a subway there and you're good to go, or a train, and then other ones don't really have great parking, and that can be a little bit frustrating. So giant parking lots that make it really easy, that's pretty nice, and that's what also puts the Angels up there on the list. But yeah, Mike Trout's there, beautiful stadium, perfect weather when I was at the game, really nice fans, super cool, even when I was wearing a Mike Trout jersey and then also wearing a Phillies jersey because I had to support them both. Phillies, this was 2 years ago, I think, so it was before they were getting good, maybe 3 years ago at this point. Yeah, regardless, it was a great time. Angel Stadium, number 2. And now, before I unveil my favorite ballpark that is not Citizens Bank Park, I ask you to please like this video, subscribe for more videos, and share this out with your friends. It is much appreciated. Westbrook appreciates it too, the official mascot of the Word on Sports. My favorite baseball stadium that I have personally attended and watched a game at is Wrigley Field. Very simply, it's true what everybody has said about how nice Wrigley Field is. It's got the history, as I mentioned, which is a big part for me as a baseball buff. It's got the cool ivy wall. But honestly, the coolest thing about it, the thing that I really loved, is that the focus of the stadium was baseball. It was a perfect blue, crystal clear sky the day that I went to a game. It couldn't have asked for better weather, so that, of course, is going to play a factor in it. But while I was in the stands, partially having first base block because of the giant poles that they still have, which is, although annoying at times, it's such a cool, unique experience that you kind of enjoy it when it's your first time there. It was all about baseball. It just felt like the field was what was most important. But between all of the history that it has, people singing in the 7th inning, the fans being true baseball fans, I don't care if you know some bad Cubs fans, they are probably one of the few, because the Cubs fans that I know truly are passionate, and the ones that are there, they were smart baseball fans, they understood the game, they were respectful also, me donning on my Phillies gear, but they understood it. So the inside the park action was just awesome. The fans were always into the game. It was a great game also, which helped. You got the fans all the way out in the apartments out in left field and center field and all that type of stuff. It was just, Wrigley Field lives up to its name and it lives up to the hype. The last thing that I loved about it was on the outside as well. They really have it really nice. It's in the heart of Chicago. It is the centerpiece. Like everything else around it centers and flows into Wrigley Field Stadium. And it has a great outdoor space full of grass and beer vendors, and people were throwing baseballs around, playing cornhole, talking, drinking, chatting. A nice bar section over there, all through down the street. There were tons of Cubby stuff and restaurants and different things that you could do in preparation for the game or post-game. So it really did feel like it was a baseball-centered community, a baseball-centered stadium. It truly was just a fantastic experience. Awesome stadium, lives up to the hype. I'm somebody who doesn't trust the hype until I witness it myself, and I'm going to be a very strong stickler for it and try to go the other way with the answer, but I couldn't do it here with Wrigley Field. It has been my favorite stadium that I have visited so far. Citizens Bank Park getting the honorable mention to avoid bias in this top 5 list. Dodger Stadium, number 5. Coors Field, number 4. Yankee Stadium, the new one, at number 3. Angel Stadium at number 2. And rounding out the top 5, Wrigley Field for my top 5 favorite ballparks that I have been to. Hope you enjoyed this video. Like, subscribe, share, all that stuff. And please let me know if you have any ideas for favorite videos that you would like to see. We're in quarantine together, so let me know what you want to see, and I will provide that content to you. Otherwise, be safe out there. Continue to be healthy. Continue to wash your hands. Practice social distancing and watching the Ward on Sports videos. Enjoy yourself. Have a great day, everybody. We will see you next time.